All right. Welcome to our Monday Live immigration update. We're here every Monday, and Labor Day is another day, but we're here. So bring your questions and let's get this thing started. How's your Labor Day going? Let me know. We're talking today about what happens when you get banned, right? So let's say you committed a visa violation, they send you back. What's happening to you? The State Department announced that any visa violation, even first time, if somebody gets their visa canceled, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to get reinstated. Your name is going to go on a watch list, exit entry. They're talking about CBP getting lists of people that got their visas revoked, and it's going to change the way we do waivers and how we help clients to come back to the United States after they were removed or they had their visas revoked. And I think it's important to understand that because some people they just have a one visa violation, and now with this new changes coming from the State Department, it's going to be very difficult, especially for people that came on a tourist visa, but then they caught them working, send them back. Now they're on the list. Um, People came on a student visa. They're supposed to go to school, but they caught them, driving Uber. Um, you know, if they got their visa revoked, they send them back. Now they're on the list, and it's going to be very, very challenging for people to get visas again because you know how are they going to be using this list? We don't know. Um, what kind of power CBP officers are going to have at the border now that that your name is on the list. What if your name matches somebody else's name but it's not you, right? So these are some concerns that we have about this because before, one visa violation they would just send you back. You can apply for a waiver, you can reapply, come back to the United States, and but now it's very different. But anyway, let's talk about it. Bring your questions if you want to participate in the show. As always, if you want to go live on TikTok, join right here. And if you want to, here we go. There's a form also at the bottom. If you're watching this on TikTok, fill the form, get in touch, or use the phone number in my bio. You can send me a text from my number in my bio while we're on the live. And as always, if you're watching this on YouTube, the number is on the screen. So use it to get in touch and do this during the live. Send me a text during the live because that's the whole point. But yeah, so I think it's important to talk about it because people are concerned about this new policy change where it comes to one single visa violation, and now your name is on a list. Now you are being flagged. You're trying to apply for a visa. This happened to a client of ours where he he came on a tourist visa, and then they saw something on his WhatsApp thinking that he's coming to work. Yeah, definitely use that form, and they sent him back. And now apparently, every time he tries to apply for a new visa, his name appears on a no visa issuance list, which apparently exists. And he tried like 4 times, and he's been rejected. And the consular officer told him that his name is on the list. Um, and so yeah, so that's kind of like shows you like they're doing this. Actually, that's a good question from Hussam. What about Palestinian visas? The suspension, does it include EB3 category or just non-immigrant visas? Um, so my understanding is that no visas are issued to Palestinian nationals. If you have a Palestinian passport, you can't get any visas until further notice, right? This is until further notice. Um, but like I said, they can do this for pretty much any visa category and or any nationality. Like right now, they're targeting certain countries from a travel ban, and then oh, thanks, Saida, I appreciate it. So I think it's something that, and I think we have. Let's see, we have Instagram as well. They just joined. Instagram just joined right now. Welcome, welcome, guys, from Instagram. Um, and if you are following me from Instagram, hello. This is Labor Day live. We are still live as always. All right, here we go. User 23 is asking, are interviews being approved? I guess green card interviews, right? Thanks for the hearts, guys. Um, okay, here we go. Can someone with a dismissed simple battery travel? So I think if you have any violations like that, and you have a green card or a visa, the risk of travel is quite significant. And the reason is because, these violations, they are recorded, right? It's, in state court. And so they will have it in their system as well. So I don't think you should travel. But especially if you're a green card holder and you had even one violation, like I said, we have somebody called me the other day, one DUI, which the DUI was 14 years ago, and they came back and they detained them. They were detained for 2 days. From the airport, they send them um, to a detention. So just be careful because they will do that to you. How do you know if you committed a visa violation? Which is a good question. So there are two ways to know. One way is that they'll tell you, right? So if you are driving Uber and they caught you, immigration caught you somehow because they saw it on your taxes, because Uber reports the income on the 1099, right? That's the best. That's the most common way how they catch people is they look at your taxes and they see that there's some income was reported, and then at that point they will cancel your visa or they will deny your green card. Okay. Um, is DACA safe? This is from Crystal. Well, is it safe to file for DACA? I mean, you can file for renewal. You cannot file for a new application. But anyway, if you do want to join the live, just join me on the. I'm gonna make it a little bit louder here. Join me here, and if you want to join on YouTube, I will share the link right now. You can use the link here. Um, and then here, Rashid says, I lost my status on F1. I'm deciding on leaving next year. Would I be able to come back in 5 years? Sorry for the spam. Okay, so that comes, Rashid, that comes to the topic of the video today. We put this here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so the link to join on video, you can join here. So basically, Rashid, you lost your status, so you overstayed your F1 visa, which comes back again. You misused the visa that they gave you, and next time when you apply for another visa, and they'll find out that you overstayed, you lost your status, most likely they will add you to this list that they have, which means that you won't be able to get future visas. And that is something that, guys, that you have to understand, that people ask me, well, how do they know if you overstay your visa? And then how would they know that I overstayed, right? How would they know that I can just leave from Mexico, right? Well, no, because right now they have the exit and entry tracking system that can track you based on your visa. In your visa, you have a chip. There's a chip on your visa, and whether it's a border crosser or regular visa, they put a chip, so they know when you left and when you entered. So if you tell them that, oh, I left in September, but in fact you left 4 years later, they'll know. And not only they will charge you with overstay, but they also will charge you with fraud because you lied to them this time. You see what I'm saying? So right now they know when you leave, they know when you enter, and that's the reason why we have so many people that have so many problems right now, because they're caught in visa violation, they caught in misrepresentation, that they say something that is not true, and then they'll catch you on that, and they'll cancel your visa, right? So this is kind of like what is happening right now. So the exit and entry system is tracking every entry and exit based on the chip on your visa. Any violations will be added to a list. And once you own that list, it's going to be very difficult for you to apply for any visa, try to get a waiver. And even when you apply for a green card, it's going to come back to haunt you because now you're on a special list. You see what I'm saying? So this is something that we see more and more happening. And all these things are somehow connected to the vetting that they announce that they're going to be doing, and they're doing it now, right? So look at what they announced on the citizenship front, right? They're going to start coming to your house, speaking to your neighbors to verify that you have good moral character. This is all part of that same thing, right? They're doing more of these investigations to be able to determine who should be getting what. And the power is now with the U.S. officers, right? The border officers have a lot of power. Immigration officers at USCIS have a lot of power, and for us, we need to navigate that and give our clients more education as to what they can do to be able to still win those cases, right? Because we don't want to be at the mercy of the officers. We need to be proactive about it. That's why I tell if you come for an immigration interview and you want to prove moral character, you got to bring affidavits. If you're coming to the United States as a tourist and you're worried about they're going to check your phone, don't bring your phone, right? Bring proof that you have a place to stay. So answer questions in a confident way. So then you increase your chances to be able to come in so they will not um, scrutinize why you're here. Do you know what I mean? Um, so let's see. We have a lot of questions here also on Instagram. The Prince of My Kingdom. I recently traveled to London and been 3 weeks, but I can't see my I-94. What is the main reason? The reason we cannot see your I-94 is because I-94 has not been updated yet. It is taking a while for some of these I-94s to be updated. So it's not unusual. Miss Grisha, I had my citizenship interview in July. Officer said my application will be sent to a supervisor. Is this normal? All right, so Miss Krishna, this is a good example of what I was saying. You are now flagged under the new neighborhood visit requirement. Maybe they didn't find good moral character in you. Who knows? Who knows what happened, right? Thanks, Rubak. Appreciate it. Happy Labor Day, my friend. Um, thank you. So it's possible, right? You could be part of those people. Um, here, yeah. So any questions, just drop them in the comments. Join the main live. We are on YouTube, Facebook, and thanks, Rubak. Appreciate it. And TikTok as well. Um, let's see here. Hussein is asked, what are your predictions for October bulletin F4 category? I think that F4 is going to move a little bit for most of the world, maybe like 3 to 6 weeks, but it's not going to be major until probably May of next year. Mm. All right, we've got Zainab here on YouTube with us. And what is your question or where are you from? Your microphone is not working. You're muted.
Hi, I'm Zainab. I was just calling about the ban currently in Sierra Leone,
Okay.
and I know it's like a 3 month thing, but I was trying to ask if we have any idea when they're gonna update, if we're gonna get any update from that very soon.
So you were asking about the ban, right? The travel ban.
Yes, the restriction, Sierra Leone. Yes,
Well, remember that there's one thing, you got all the countries on the travel ban, but also um, many of these countries also have exceptions, right? So if you're talking about Sierra Leone, right?
yes.
Right. So if it, what kind of application is that? Is it marriage? Is it
It
employment?
is
What is it?
a it's marriage.
Okay.
So what happened is my stepdad went for an interview and
Okay.
they got all the documents and gave him back the passport that, because my mom is a green card holder. So because of that, they're like, okay, we cannot issue a visa until the ban is being lifted up
Correct.
and
So in
stuff.
this case, what we need to do is we need to file for an exception, a national interest waiver exception. basically saying that maybe there's some medical issues, maybe there's a because they'll look at exceptions, right? Like we're doing this for our clients. So the ban is ban. You can either wait for it to be over, or we can try to apply for an exception.
Okay.
Okay. So if
Since it
you
was like a 90 days
That's fine. If the
restriction
90
first.
days passed and nothing happened, just reach out to me, send me a
Okay.
text, and I'll help you with the exception. And it's true for everybody. If you are from one of the banned countries, you can apply for an NIE, which is a special exception. So just send me a text and I'll help you. Okay? Of
All right. Thank you.
course. Um, all right. So again, there is a travel ban, but we also have exceptions, which is under the national interest. If you qualify, you qualify. All right. Let's see. We've got a bunch of people waiting here. In the waiting room on TikTok. If you do want to join us on the live, just request and I'll add you. And um, Angelito,
Yes.
yeah, where are you from and what is your question? Pretty good, pretty good. Happy Labor Day.
Yeah, you as well. So
Yeah.
actually, I'm from Haiti,
Okay.
and my question is, domestic violence by strangulation. So 6 years ago, before I had my green card.
Okay.
So it was dismissed with no charge.
Okay.
So I really conditional green card for 2 years. I used to travel in Haiti. I mean, in Haiti, so without no problem. So right now, 3 months ago, I got my 10 years green card. So I'm just scared. I mean, to travel. I already applied for my citizenship, but I would like to know if I can travel or not. So, but that was happened before I had my green card. It's been 10 years, 6 years.
Well, like I said, I need to look at this violation more carefully, but I would, on a general premise, I would say to be cautious about traveling for any green card holder that had any violations even before you got it. Because right now, like I said, they have a system that flags you. If you go to the bio in my TikTok, there is a free guide for green card holders that are traveling. They have violations. Download the guide and read it because there's a lot of things that I mentioned there. What people can do. But if you're really worried about your particular situation, I'm going to need to understand exactly what happened. I have to look at the criminal record and analyze it for you. But generally speaking, until you do that, until you specially meet with an attorney who is actually going to look at this stuff, do not go anywhere because they are very.
So okay, can I inbox you?
Yeah. Just use the form at the bottom or the number inside my bio. Okay.
Okay, I will do so. Thank you so much.
Thank you for it. Of course. And once again, guys, any green card holder that is here watching this, any violation that you had in your history, you shouldn't go anywhere right now. I would just not travel because the risk is too high. That's what I would say. Um, Paolo says I-130 approved since 4 years. Thanks, Shubak. Case at MVC. Is What do you suggest? Well, if your embassy is closed, there is an alternative embassy for every country. You just have to figure out which one it is with the embassy. As a pro for NIW teacher, have you? Yeah, I've done a lot of I've done a lot of national interest waivers for teachers. Absolutely, teachers can qualify because teachers make an impact, and anything that makes an impact in terms of your job, you can apply for self petition. Very very simple. All right, let's see. We've got let's see here. Jay here. Where are you from and what is your question, Jay?
Hey Jacob, can you hear me?
I can.
Hey, hi. I'm from New York.
Okay.
Uh, my question is that I will be filing for citizenship
Okay.
uh, in some time now. Uh, so it's based on marriage to a U.S. citizen.
Okay.
So recently there were a few memos that were you know released about good moral character requirements.
Yeah.
Uh, so about neighborhood checks and things like that on
Yes.
in last month. So I just wanted to know what would be a general guidance to strengthen my case when it comes to like what kind of additional proof that I can submit of my good moral character to
So you're
USCIS.
talking about you're going to be applying for citizenship, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think based on the new memo, so we have two memos. The first memo is talking about good moral character in general, right? So they want to make sure that, let's say, you had certain violations in the past, but now you are a good person. Then they want to see that your pattern is different than it was if you had violations. Okay. So what you're
Yeah.
going to do is you're going to bring things to show. Well, maybe 10 years ago I didn't pay taxes, but now for the past 10 years, not only I pay taxes, but I also involved in charities, and um, you know, I always pay my taxes early, and here's the proof, right? You get a letter from your CPA to vouch for that, if that was your issue. If you don't
Gotcha.
have any issues and you're just worried that under the second memo is that what if something in the conversation will make the officer think that you are somebody that is not a person of good moral character. For example, if they ask you, oh, have you had any speeding tickets? And you say, oh yeah, I don't have anything but speeding tickets. I had maybe 5 or 6 of them. Well, that one thing that you say 5 or 6 of them, that alone creates a presumption in the officer that you are a reckless person, right? Even though it's not criminal to have a speeding ticket, right?
Right.
So because he thinks you're a reckless person, he's thinking, well, what else is he doing reckless? But to answer that situation, you're going to bring affidavits from friends and family, from your employer to show that you're a responsible person. You have children, maybe, or maybe you are doing something to show that you're. So, do you know what I'm saying? So, it depends on what you. If you have nothing, if you have no tickets, no criminal stuff, you never had any problems with anything, then I don't think they're going to even question you about it. It's only if you have issues, then I would present those issues with mitigating factors. You know what I mean? Which
Yeah.
is what we're going to be doing for all our clients moving forward. Every citizenship case that I'm going to be filing, I will be submitting a full affidavit section for clients that need that. So because the new memo says we are able to negate what happened before. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you have any problems in your history?
No. I don't drive, so I don't have any speeding tickets. I use a public transportation.
Okay, but
So
do you have any drugs, any publicly
no,
disorder,
no,
anything
not
like that? No?
I don't. I don't. So my only concern is like with the neighborhood checks,
Yeah.
because I don't like I don't know all my neighbors. I know like one or two of them. Like uh,
Well, let's talk about the neighborhood checks because a lot of people ask me those questions. I've done a couple of videos about it, and I'm doing
yeah,
a longer video on YouTube to explain. So the neighborhood checks, just so you know, this is something that they had for many years in the immigration rules, where they had to verify if what you're telling them is real. Because if you go to a green card interview, if you go to any interview, all you do is bring them papers, right? Nothing else. Well, back in the 90s, 91 and before, in the 80s, in the 70s, they didn't care about papers, right? They would take your papers and then they would go and verify themselves, right? So they would go to your house, they would ask your CPA for documents. So they stopped that 34 years ago. Why? Because it's time consuming. It costs a lot of money to send people to check, right? Now Trump is bringing this old policy back, but only if the officer says that they need to do it, right? In your case, there should be no reason, right? You don't have any violations. You are a good person. You have no criminal record. So most likely they're not going to do that to you. Even though you don't know your neighbors, the actual officer is not going to initiate that because there's no reason to do it. Does it make sense?
yeah, it does. It does. So uh, when it comes to like neighborhood checks, like if they don't check with my neighbors, would they also be like checking with my like employers? But
Correct.
yeah,
If an investigation is initiated, right? So the way it works is because we had that happen to clients of ours before they even did this for green card cases, and even in good moral character. What the way it happens, the officer will say something like, "Listen, I can't make a decision on your case. Go home and we'll let you know. At that point, what he's going to do, he's going to create a report, and he's going to initiate the report that a home visit is required. Then what they're going to do is they're going to take this file, they're going to send it to the Homeland Security Investigation Unit, and they will assign officers to come to your house, to talk to your neighbors, to speak with your employer, and all this is going to be done in a report, right?
Yeah.
And and then in that report, they will make a decision about you know what they so even if one neighbor didn't know you, they're going to still talk to your employer. They're still going to talk to other people, right? So I wouldn't worry about it.
Right. So I mean, just to be overcautious here,
Yeah.
assuming, because I don't have anything as such, because
Yeah.
uh, just in case, for if, let's say, um, my neighbors say good things about me, the community says good things about me, but let's say my employer say doesn't say, that doesn't say a lot of good things about me. Like they're not very, you know,
Okay.
happy about, because happy working with me. So in that case, would they deny my case straight away?
No, no, no. So let's say they go to your neighbors and you hate and you hate your neighbors or they hate you. So what
Yeah.
they do is they do what is called an analysis of the factors. How many people said the same thing about you? So let's say they went to three neighbors, and all three neighbors said you're a creep, you are a horrible person, you're not a good person. Then they go to your employer. The employer said the same thing. He steals from us. He's a liar. Then they go and speak to they find maybe a family member, and they say the same thing. He's horrible. If that's the case, then you'll be in trouble. But if one neighbor says, "No, he's horrible," but all the other neighbors says he's nice, then they do an average of what they get, right? So it's not just one person; it's average. Make sense?
Right. Yeah, it does. It
Right.
does.
All
And
right.
then
I want to give I want to give a chance to others to ask
okay,
because we have a lot
sure.
of people are waiting.
I don't want to hold you. Yeah. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much. Thank you for
Good
taking
luck,
my call.
of
Appreciate
course. I mean, I think it was important because a lot of people are asking those same questions, and I wanted to answer them here because people are worried about this. Like, are they going to come to your house now? When they're going to come to your house? People are freaking out. We have interviews coming up. I'm actually flying to New York in 2 weeks for a few N400 interviews with our clients, and it's interesting to see how the different offices are going to be reacting. So I'm going to be in New York. I'm going to be in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm going to be in California, obviously where we are. I'm going to be also in Ohio as well. So we'll see how the different officers, react to this because right now it's brand new, and they will have to decide how to handle this, right? All right, let's see here. Okay, what about the Einstein visa? This is from On7 visa. So the Einstein visa, also known as the O1, is still a very, very, very good path for a lot of people. Thank you, Shabak. Appreciate it. We do a lot of these visas, the O1 for highly skilled individuals. Now the approval rates are quite high for the O1. They're a little bit less for EB1 or EB2 self-petition. They're very strict with those people. But for O1s, we still have really good high approval rate. You can be a self-petition. You can sponsor yourself if you have your own company or have an employer do this for you. So don't sleep on those O1 visas. They're really, really strong right now. High approval rates. And thanks, Gail. Appreciate it. Come back next week. Um, this is a good question from Hershey. Is there a chance for dreamers to have a pathway or similar route for citizenship? I don't think it's gonna happen this year, but maybe next year if they pass the Dream Act. Um, let's see, guys. We have this form here. I'm gonna pin it again right there at the bottom. If you want to get in touch with me on TikTok, use the form at the bottom and the number in my bio. Send me a text right now while we're on the live. You want to send me a text using the number in the bio. And you guys who are watching this on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, use the number on the screen. Take advantage of the lives to send me those messages because the people who do this on the live will get priority for consultation for sure. And who is playing the lottery. We have a huge $1 billion prize, and a lot of people are excited about it. And if you're an immigrant, if you're undocumented immigrant and you win the lottery, you should still be able to win it. But if ICE detains you and you don't have power of attorney, then your money will be lost. So make sure you get a power of attorney. All the undocumented immigrants who are watching this right now, get a power of attorney before you play the lottery, so your money will not be lost by the government. How can I join the live, Kyla? Request to join, and I'll get you. I'll get you on the live if you request to join. All you have to do is just request, and I'll get you guys. I'm just trying to get the order of people who are here, but you just have to request it, and I'll just get you. Just there's a little thing at the bottom you can request. All right, let's get Susan and then Kyla. Just find a way to get requested, and make sure guys you follow me as well if you're watching this on TikTok, and share the live right now. Susan, where you from? Where you from, and what is your question?
Well, I am in Florida right now at the moment.
Okay.
I'm asking a question on behalf of my son.
Okay.
He has a citizen passport, American passport.
Okay.
But he doesn't have his certificate. So he
Okay.
gets his passport through his dad, his citizenship from his dad, but he doesn't have his certificate. So he's a bit worried now of what is going
Well,
on.
he needs to apply for a certificate of citizenship. I would, if you guys have a U.S. passport but you don't have any other proof of citizenship, you should apply for a certificate of citizenship. You guys should do it right away, Susan, because otherwise, if something happens, it will be a problem for him. I would have him apply for certificate.
So it's the same process applying for, I mean, I apply for my citizenship, but
Well, I mean, it's a different form. There's a different form. It's not the N400. It's N500 something. You apply for the certificate. It takes about 8 months, and then he'll get it.
Oh, so does he have to go in like, oh, I need to get my citizenship? Is it the same process?
It's different. There's no like an interview or test. He just applies for the certificate using that form, the new form. Okay.
And will it be a issue like he's here in Florida with me, so he was living in Maryland with his dad. He's not there anymore. So will it be?
It doesn't matter. There's no issue with that. You can apply anywhere. Okay.
Okay. What's it called?
You know what? I don't have the form in front. I don't remember the number. It's called application for certificate of citizenship. Just Google it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. People are asking. Let's see here. Letty is asking: is it safe for green card to go through marriage, since people are getting deported in court? It is safe as long as you have a real marriage and no criminal record. You can apply, no issues, and it's fast right now. It's still under a year, Letty. So, Josie, do you think DACA will be reinstated soon? I think DACA will be the first time DACA applications will be reinstated in early 2026. I firmly believe it. I firmly believe it. Once again, guys, TikTok people, follow my account, share the live, and take advantage of this Labor Day to use the number in my screen to send me a text right now to get in touch with me so we can book a consultations, or use the form that is pinned down to get in touch. And if you are watching this on YouTube, the number is here on the screen. Take advantage of this number. Do not delay your consultation, because time is limited and you need to take action on your files. Let's see what we have on Instagram here. Let's see. Can DACA recipients over 21 adjust status, and if so, how? You can adjust status through a self-petition. If you're doing something exceptional at work, you can do that through marriage. You can do it through an EB-5 investor visa. There are many ways you can do it. Munter says, I'm from Sudan and I am currently banned under the recent Trump travel ban. I have an admission letter of a U.S. university. What do you suggest? You can still try to get the student visa and you might fall under an exception. So don't give up. All right. And if you need help, just send me a DM. All right. Let's see here. People are waiting. What is your name and what's your question?
Hello.
Yeah. What is your
Hi,
name?
hi, Jacob. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I think you were here last time, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah.
This is Bob.
Hi there.
How are
Yes.
you? Happy holiday.
Thank you so much. It's a relaxing holiday, but I'm still, as you can see, I'm working today. But
No,
I took
thank
some
you
time to
for
relax. No worries.
thank thank you for all you do.
I appreciate it.
So I have a question about N600.
Okay.
So the question is about the physically, like what I have to report, if you am physical present in the United States. So when I read the instruction, he say physically present if you are born outside the United States and
Okay.
claim to have born US citizen are required provide all the date and uh, in USA. So for me, my son, he's when I get my citizenship after he born, not
Okay.
before he born.
Okay.
So this is not required for me, or this is required for me.
Um, so you asking that if you have to disclose your son?
No, if you have to disclose physically present in the United States, so I have to he give us to write what is date you are present in the United States, what date you travel outside and you coming back, what is this date? So when I read the instruction, he say this is you required to provide this one if you are your children is born before you are a US citizen.
Right. Correct.
So I don't have to write it in the application in N600. I don't have to provide this
Well,
date.
again, I'm not. I can't advise you what to write or what or not. But based on what you're saying, it seems like it's correct. But again, I'm not. I haven't looked at your records.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
I can't tell you what to write on the form. But it seems like what you're saying is correct. Yes.
Okay. So and another question. So I married twice and I divorced twice.
Okay.
So which one I have to submit it? I have to submit it
You
to
have to submit
marriage
both. Correct. Both.
both. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And
You always have to submit all your immigration history. If somebody was divorced 6 times, they want to see all 6 certificates. Thank you.
okay. So I have to submit both. Okay.
Correct.
This is all. So when I file this one, he will review all my history of immigration.
Correct. They'll review and make
Okay.
sure it matches, and you could be good to go.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Of course. Um, Once again, guys, I am not here to tell you what to put on forms, but mostly general information. So please, let's keep it at that. All right, guys. Don't forget to use the form on TikTok. I specifically pinned it for you at the bottom, and that's what TikTok wants us to use. And also for quicker response time, use the number in my bio and send me a text right now to book consultations because the week is filling up. Will you automatically receive extension letter through abuse under removal of conditions? Correct. So if you have a 2-year green card and you're applying for removal of conditions and you're doing this based on abuse, you will get the letter automatically once you file it. And you can file early if you do it based on abuse. Thanks a lot, Madmumi. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys. Um, there she is. Hello, Kyla.
Yes, are you hearing me,
Yeah,
sir?
yeah, yeah, yeah. You made it. You made it. You found a way to do it. Yeah. Do
Yes,
you
I
do
did.
you have a video? Do you see your video working?
No,
Okay.
it's not.
All right. No worries. What's your question and where are you from?
I'm from Jamaica. I'm here on a H-2B
Okay.
visa,
Okay.
but my fiance, he wanted us to get married before going back home.
Okay.
The only problem
Where is he
is
from, your
he's
fiance?
he's from the US. He was born here. So the thing is that he wants to get married before I go back home because So the thing is that I wanted to know
Mhm.
is it but he's incarcerated. That's the thing.
Okay, so he's a U.S. citizen, but he is incarcerated.
Yes, exactly. So I don't know if it would be a problem, like him filing for me, etc., etc. I'm not sure.
Well, there is a way for somebody who's incarcerated to still file a green card for somebody. Like I've done
Yes,
at least 5 or 6 cases where person was incarcerated. The are you able to visit him?
yes, yes. I visit him every week, every
So
time I get a chance.
when you visit him, you'll be able to give him a form to sign, right? So he'll be able to sign the I-130 form. He'll be able to sign the affidavit of support. You're gonna need a co-sponsor because obviously he's not legally working.
Yeah,
Um,
his dad is able to do
his dad will be the sponsor. So yeah, it's possible. The only thing that is going to be probably waived is the interview because since he's incarcerated, they won't be able to interview you guys, and they're probably going to waive that. And so this way, you'll be able to be interviewed 2 years later at the removal of condition stage. How long does he have in prison?
he's supposed to come out by December of this year.
Okay.
Yes.
So in this case, it shouldn't delay anything. We can still prepare everything. He'll sign it and then file it, and then he'll be physically present for the interview. Like, there was a case that I represented a client, and her husband was incarcerated for 15 years, and so
Okay.
obviously that was a different story because legally they could still do it, and he could sign the paperwork, but he wasn't able to attend the interview. And so
Okay.
I think her case was kind of in limbo during the removal of conditions because there was no physical attestation that it's a real marriage because he's in prison.
Okay,
Do you know what I mean?
so basically what you're trying to say is that he won't be able to do the interview, so I have to wait until he get out of
No. What I'm saying is that even if he was still incarcerated during the interview, they would have waived your interview because then you have to remove your conditions in 2 years, and they would have interviewed in 2 years. But if somebody is in prison for 15 years, there's no way they can do that. So that's why that case was in limbo.
Okay.
Make sense?
And do I have to wait like a long time before I put in my documents because we're planning to get married like in a week?
No, you don't have to wait at all. You'll be able to file before he's released. And then after he's released, he'll just go to the interview with you.
Okay, so but he can't do the interview while he's incarcerated.
No, because the interview is going to be 9 months in the future. And he's going to be already outside of prison at that point.
Yeah, definitely will be.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
a long time.
But there is no interview when he's incarcerated. It has to be when he's out. That's the whole point.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay? Of course. Yeah, that was a good question. Let me see here. All right, guys. So make sure when you watch this on TikTok, follow my account and share the live. And then Sebastian, is it worth to do 212D3 waiver for tourist visas? Well, that's a good question. Based on what I told you today, with all the bans and all that, we don't know how they're going to be approving those waivers. So the waiver essentially that he's talking about says that if you did something in the past and now you have changed your ways, you're applying for a student visa, a tourist visa, you can get a waiver to waive what you've done before. The new changes, people who are committing these offenses, overstaying, they are essentially barred forever, and they're not going to give you concessions. You know what I mean? So, but it's still worth to try it because we don't know, right? This is all new to us as well. How long does removal of conditions take? Right now, removal of conditions are taking about 4 years. That's why they give you the extension for 4 years. All right, let's see. We've got Mr. Khan. Mr. Khan, put your camera and let's see what you
Hi,
are.
Jacob. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from LA. So I have a question. I'm here on a F1 visa.
Okay.
So my question is, my employment based I-140 is already approved.
What kind of category? EB1?
No, EB3.
EB3. Okay. Good.
Yeah. So Is it safe for me to apply for OPT right now because my uh, priority date is much longer? Like I need more time to
Yeah,
get,
yeah, yeah. Yeah. You should be able to apply for OPT. There's no reason why not. The idea behind the OPT is going to prolong your status. You'll be able to work. And then when things become current, yeah.
Okay, so on the OPT application, I saw that there is option for the, the input the A number. So I got A number after I-40 approval. So shall I mention this to my OPT application?
Correct. You can mention that.
Thank you so much. That was my question. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Arafat. Let's see. Nav is saying, I'm not taking any questions from YouTube. Very sad and heartbreaking. Well, let's change that. Nav has a good point. Joshua says, my stepfather is a Russian citizen. Priority date is April 2019. Wife is a US citizen. Stepdaughter is unmarried. How fast are Russians being processed? So remember, Russians are being treated like the rest of the world in terms of priority date. So whatever the rest of the world chart says for Russians is what we are looking for you as well. In terms of how interviews will be taken after the dates are current, that's a good question, which is hard to say. Right now, on average, 6 to 7 months after the dates are current, that Russians are getting interviews. Let's see here. There we go. Now, here's your question. You're complaining that I don't take questions on YouTube, and I'm taking them now just for you. Just for you now. Sir, is there any way to appeal against the decision of a K1 visa? If not, then will the future will UCIS come with any law regarding it? So once that's a good question. I've seen a couple of versions of this question before. So once a K1 visa is denied, typically there's a reason behind it. Usually they don't believe that the relationship is real. I would suggest if a K1 is denied, do not refile it. You don't want to go back into a 2-year backlog. I would just find a way to get married if you really want to be with that person, get married, and then refile an I-130 and National Visa Center. A regular marriage case, don't go for the fiancé anymore. If your fiancé visa is denied, do not refile it. Just go for the marriage case because the marriage case is stronger. You have more waivers available. And, unfortunately, if you missed it out, then it's on you. Hi, Hafida. Card, here you go. Is it better to be in blue state when it comes to approvals? I mean, yes, maybe yes. I mean, we have obviously more approvals here in California and New York, but it's not necessarily just because of the state, right? It also depends on what kind of officers we have there, and their adjudication style depends on that as well. All right, let's see what we have here on Instagram. What is the wait time for approval of residency on the EB1? Corina, on EB1 self-petition, right now we're looking at about 1.5 years. Approval rates are a little bit stagnant, but if you plan your case, your filings properly, you will be successful as well. And it's a good time to apply for EB1s, to be honest with you. I mean, if you have a good file, you should do it. How long is it for my wife's interview in Abu Dhabi? If it's for US citizen, it's taking about 14, 16 months. It's bad. It's really bad right now. I wish I had better news for you guys over there. No worries, Nav. We forgive you. We are forgiving. It's Labor Day. Be patient with us. We'll get to all of you guys. Let's see. We've got. I think Brett is here.
Hey, how you
Brett.
doing?
Next. Hey, Brett. How are you? Where are you from?
Right now, I'm living in Florida.
Yeah.
My wife is from Argentina.
Your wife is from Argentina. Nice. Okay.
Yes. Entonces estoy aprendiendo español. But
I mean, I understand Spanish a little bit, but my Spanish is not that good. But anyway.
Oh, no worries. So, I might be on you then. Cool. So anyway, we actually had a quick question for you. My wife and I, so we've submitted our I-130, but online, but we've been adding some files because we figured out that we think our case was a little weak, so we've been adding things that we didn't realize we needed at first. So right now, one of the things we're working on is the I-864 support.
Affidavit of support.
Yes, the affidavit of support. One thing that we were both kind of curious about that we kind of stuck us up a little bit was under part 3 with the information about the principal immigrant and the current mailing address.
Okay.
It does say there's an in care of name section. So
Okay.
because she's living in Argentina right now, the mail isn't that dependable getting to Argentina. We're wondering if it would be better to put her address in Argentina, seeing as she's living there right now, or to put our address here with the in care of using the in care of section because it would be more dependable.
But you're asking about the I-130, right?
So specifically the I-864 affidavit of support.
Yeah,
Because
which is connected to I-130,
Correct.
and the I-864 belongs to you because you're the U.S. citizen, right?
yes.
So the address on the I-864 is going to be your address. She's not the sponsor, so it's the American citizen's address. It's going to be your address in America.
Okay, because I know there are 2 sections. You know, there's a section that talks about information about you, the sponsor, and then information about the principal immigrant. So even on the one that's about the principal immigrant, that is going to be my
Correct.
address here.
You're going to put the address in America on all
Okay.
addresses there. The only time you're going to put her address is where he asks you where she lives, and you're going to give them the address in Argentina. But everything else is your address.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so
All right.
much. I really appreciate that.
Okay. Good luck. If you need help in the future, let us know.
Can do. Take care. Thank you.
All right, guys. What could my father do to help my I-130 case that was filed 3 years ago for a child under 31? I'm from Jamaica. The best thing you can do is prove financial stability and follow up with immigration on the file, so they don't sit on it for years. Now, guys, we are here on TikTok as well, and there's so many people here right now. Please follow my account. If you're not following me yet, do it now. And also use the form that you see here. I'm going to unpin it. I'm going to pin it again. You need to use this form because TikTok wants you to use it so you can get in touch with me. I just pinned it at the bottom. Use the form. And all of you guys, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere, if you want to get in touch with me, to book a call, to book a consultation, to figure out a second opinion, use the number in my bio in TikTok. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm putting the number on the screen. Pull your phone out and send me a text right now so we can get you sorted into our schedule before everybody else does it. The people who watch on the live get priority because you're here with me on the live. If somebody else sees my videos which are not live and they try to reach out to us, it will be different, right? Because you guys get a priority. So take advantage of that. It's better to be in blue, no, blue state doesn't matter. How long does it take to reopen an old deportation case in El Paso? I mean, it depends. It depends on the government as well, right? When we try to reopen an old deportation, we have to deal with the chief counsel, the ICE attorneys. We have to see what they have in mind. If it's somebody flexible that is willing to work with us, or if it's somebody more stubborn, it depends. Every place is different. What is the wait time for I-130s right now? Again, it depends what kind of I-130. Is it a marriage case? Is it a father that filed for their child? Is it somebody that filed for their dad, for their parents? I-130s have a very broad category of schedule of processing times. How do immigrant visa scheduling status tool works? They have a new system. I probably should do a video about this. I'll make a separate video. I'll do a video going through the visa, the new visa appointment system that they have, which is the only system you'll be able to use to schedule your appointments with the State Department. All right, let's see. Let's take another person live here. Okay. Hello. What is your name and where are you from?
I'm from Dallas. My name is Zina.
Okay.
So I'm calling because I was granted asylum
Okay.
indefinitely in 2018.
Okay.
But I waited until 2023 to apply for my green card.
Okay.
And I still didn't hear from them. So I called them and they told me they will request out of reach the limit time.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. Like they They were supposed to answer me.
They were supposed to figure out why your case is taking so long.
Yes.
It's outside of normal processing times.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now I don't know, should I be worried or not? And also I'm married, it's been 5 years.
I mean, I don't know if I'll be worried, but all what you need to do is proactively follow up on your case, right? So whenever there's delays like this, you have to keep following up and keep records of your follow up. Like what have you told immigration, and kind of like move in the steps of the follow up.
Okay, so I don't need to apply for anything else like a I-130 or nothing like that?
No,
I should just wait?
no, you should wait, but you should wait and keep following up with them to make sure
Okay,
that.
thank you
And
so
then once you get
much.
to the point where it's too much, then we can file a mandamus to force them to give you an answer. Okay.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so. I appreciate it. How getting an ID with another name can affect once you try to become a U.S. citizen. So once again, guys, it comes back to what I told you before about the good moral character, about how they perceive you as a person. If you are somebody that used somebody else's identity, right, to obtain a benefit or to get a job or whatever, then they're not going to see you as somebody that is trustworthy in terms of how the government sees people who should be eligible for citizenship. Do you see what I'm saying? So of course it's going to impact your citizenship. You're going to have to bring affidavits. You're going to have to bring any proof to show that you're not doing this anymore, that this happened when you were young or whatever the issue is. Because if not, they will, first of all, put you on the good moral character list of, trying to question you. And second of all, you might not even be able to get your citizenship because of that. Do you know what I mean? So you got to be very careful. Generation is asking, if you work without authorization, would it impact marriage case, green card? What to reply if they ask me? Okay, that's a good question. So what would you say if somebody said, oh, in a green card interview, have you worked illegally? And you actually did. Should you say the truth or not? Because it might impact your case. So the answer to this is you should tell the truth. And not because telling the truth is the best thing to do. You should tell the truth because it is waived already, right? If you're married to a citizen, it's waived anyway. So it's not going to impact your case. So, but if you don't tell them the truth and they find out, because if you tell them, oh, my parents support me, they're going to ask you, well, because I had a case where somebody, I told the guy, listen, just tell them the truth. It's fine. You're married to a citizen. It's going to be waived. Okay. So we walked to the interview. And they ask, I can see he's panicking. He's kind of like, he's nervous. And the officer is asking all these questions. Then the officer says, well, have you worked in the United States before you got your work permit? Because now he finally has a job. He works in a car dealership. And the guy says, no, I have not worked illegally ever. And the officer says, are you sure? And he says, no, I have not worked illegally ever. So he said, well, how did you survive all these 6 years? You've been here for 6 years. And your visa expired, 5.5 years ago. How did you work? How did you survive? He's like, oh, my parents supported me. Oh, okay. Well, if your parents supported you, now I want to see records, bank statements, proof that your parents supported you. Well, he didn't have that. And so I had to tell the officers at the end of the day, we put a statement saying that he freaked out. And the officer, they accused him of misrepresentation, and that required him to do a waiver. It was very extreme by the officer to do that because it was just like clearly he was nervous, but they did, right? They accused him of misrepresentation. So if you go into a green card marriage interview and you worked without authorization, you tell the truth. It's better. It's better. Let's see here. Pramit says, I skipped your question. Let's see. Where's your question, Mr. Pramit? Oh, here we go. I did skip your question. I apologize. When to start preparing for F4 with priority date February 4, 2007 from India? You still have time. And honestly, it doesn't matter. Once it becomes current, then you should act. You cannot do anything to prepare because we don't know. Nobody can predict it. Does it make sense? Are they releasing green cards slow right now? Are they approving green cards slow right now? And the answer is yes. It's a little bit slower than it was 4 months ago. It's still reasonable, right? Which means that you need to file your green cards like right now. If you're eligible for any benefit, you should file for your cases right now. And the reason why is because a year from now, if you're going to be in August, September, today is September 1st, September from now, a year from now, you will be in a worse position. Thank you, Gigi. Appreciate you. Guys, thank you for the sharing and all that. I appreciate all of you. Let's see here. Sean James was waiting for a little bit. Sean, where are you from and what is your question?
Hey, I'm from Tennessee in Knoxville.
Okay.
Yeah, I filled my 130 for my wife.
Okay.
It was like a 1 year and a half. I'm still waiting for this decision. What can I do now?
Okay. So you filed for your wife. You're a citizen, right?
Yes.
Okay. You're a citizen and there's still no decision.
Yeah, it's showing you I'll get a decision in 4 months.
You have a decision or you don't have a decision?
No yet.
Okay. So did you make an inquiry? Did you call them to ask what's going on?
Yeah, I called them. They told me my deadline is in January next year.
Okay. I mean, I would wait a couple of more months before we take action. But if it's really going to take longer than maybe in the next 2-3 months, we can file a lawsuit. We can do a mandamus to force them to give you a decision. We can do that.
Okay, how can I get my wife here before the approval?
You can't. You won't be able to. There's no way under this administration she's going to come before. She's going to come after, but you're going to have to make certain things to make it to make it faster for her.
Okay, thanks, sir.
Okay, all right. And lawsuits work, right? They work when the time is right to file a lawsuit. We will file a lawsuit to force the government to do their job. I give you a very simple example. Somebody went for their citizenship interview. He passed the test. They told him it's all good. And then he went home, received nothing from them. It's been 6 months. And then we sued them. And then he got approved in 40 days after the lawsuit. Because the mandamus is exactly that. It forces the government to give a decision. And that's really what we're trying to do with a mandamus. Ellen is from the Philippines. Priority date 2006, our DQ October 24. How long will it take for an interview? I mean, again, I can't tell you that. I probably in a month when we have the new numbers, right? So there'll be new numbers after the visa bulletin. We'll have some predictions as to what's going to happen moving forward. But for the moment, we don't have that information. So. What are the charges to hire a lawyer for I-130? Like I said, it ranges. It depends on your case. Depends if you have a criminal record. Depends if you need to do a waiver. Now, just send me a message. Anybody who's interested about fees or book a consultation, just use the number on the screen right now. Use that number during the live. Send me a text. And if you are watching this on TikTok, I always tell you guys, use the number in my bio to send me a text right now for quicker response. But of course, I want you to use also the form that I'm going to pin again right now. This is the form you want to use. This is what TikTok wants. How to get in touch with me. Thanks, Shubak. Appreciate it. With me to be able to book your consultation. Let's see. Ilsa is asking, what happens? Oops. Next question. Let's see here. That's the one. Driving without a license, applying for N400. What's going to happen if they catch you driving without a license? So if they catch you driving without a license, again, it's a misdemeanor. It's not a big deal in many states. However, for citizenship, it will be a problem here because you suddenly become a person of bad moral character. Because what kind of person drives without a license? What other things you do that require a license and you don't? What other things you do and you break the law like that? You know what I mean? That's the logic behind it. And so you have to realize that drive without license, multiple speeding tickets, all these things are going to lead them to think that this is a careless person. He shouldn't be a U.S. citizen. And we will recommend a house visit to talk to his neighbors, to his coworkers, to actually determine if, in fact, he is such a bad person that doesn't require citizenship. Charles says, is EB2 worth pursuing? I'm waiting for my priority date to be current. EB4, adjustment of status. I'm from Ghana. I'm in the United States. Absolutely. EB2 self-petition is the best way to convert EB4s to a green card, because a lot of our EB4s, our priests, our religious workers are also highly educated. And so many of them can qualify for the NIW. So Charles, please send me a text right now. Use the number on my screen or the number in my bio right now on TikTok. Please, Charles, send me the message. I want to work with you because we work with a lot of religious workers. We convert them from the EB4 to the NIW, and it's a good way. Let's see, Nancy. Should I be worried? I broke the law 15 years ago. I did an I-90. It said 27 months. So yeah, you should be worried. So a green card holder, she lost her green card. She filed a renewal. It's going to be fine, the renewal. But she's worried because this thing happened 15 years ago. But they are going after green card holders right now, even with violations that happened 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And it is a new reality. So I have a full guide about this, specifically for green card holders. And let's see where this where the guide is, because I did oh, here it is. Here's the guide. So I'll post it on YouTube here, but for TikTok, we do have the guide in my bio. You have the guide in my bio. It's a free guide, 60 pages, tells you how to come back safely to the United States if you have a green card, and who shouldn't be traveling on a green card. Yeah, so download the guide. It's on the screen here. I'll put it on the screen. This is the guide. It's free, 60 pages. All the information you need about traveling safe. And if you want the guide on TikTok, it's free. It's in my bio. You can get it right now. And once you get there to the bio, you will also see a phone number. Screenshot it and send me a message right now from the live that you want to book a call with me, that you want to, have these consultations. And Chef Mariana's, how long does it take for advanced parole to be out? I would say about 6 months average. How long does it take to get advanced parole on VAWA after receiving a work permit? Advanced paroles on VAWA are not guaranteed. Not everybody that gets a work permit, thank you, Shubak, I appreciate it. You're the best. Not everybody gets a work permit is guaranteed to get a travel permit. It's a case by case, and I wouldn't do it until you apply for your adjustment. Alex is a combat veteran, and thank you for his service. And he lives overseas with the family. He has no sponsor, can't get a green card or even a tourist visa. I have open heart surgery in America. How can I ensure my wife can go as well? She can apply for a B2 visa for medical support. No worries. How long does it take to get advanced parole? 6 to 8 months. Can you get a green card? This is from Gone. 3 EB2 and a W, currently working as a court interpreter. Yes, absolutely, you can. I don't know if you can. I have to look at your resume. But anybody here on Instagram, send me a DM, because on Instagram we accept DMs. But on TikTok, the phone number on the bio is the way to get in touch. All right, let's see who's gonna. I think we have the last person here. All right, I think My mom has an A10 status, and I am citizen. I was given her green card, and she's been here for 25 years on A1 status. How do we start the process? You can easily start the process by filing for her. You do an I-130 and all that. Newbie, just text me and I'll help you. Send me a text, I'll help you. That's what we do best. All right. Okay, guys. So on YouTube, let's summarize the show. We're still in here on TikTok, but on YouTube, we talked about visa bans that are effectively permanent and publicly tracked, which means that if you do a violation, they will find you. They'll put you on the list, and you won't be able to get a visa ever. So be careful out there, guys. Thanks for being in the show on Monday. Use this number to send questions and book your consultation. We are here for you guys. Thanks for watching on YouTube. I'll see you next week or during the week for Spontaneous Live.